Hey guys, what's up? We have brand new cards to be released, and they provide benefits for some of the unusual cards. This is courtesy of V-Jump. The first card is Junk Connector. This is a link to Dark Warrior Link Monster with 1700 attack, and the link points are the bottom left and the bottom right. And the materials requirements are 2 warrior or machine monsters, including at least 1 tuner, with its effect being once per turn during either player's main or battle phase. As a quick effect, you can activate this effect immediately. After this effect resolves, synchro summon 1 monster using only monsters this card points to as synchro materials. 2. If this link summoned card is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 junk synchro monster from your extra deck. This special summon is treated as a synchro summon. The requirements for this card make sense, as the monsters tend to either be warriors or machines, and there are quite a few tuners amongst them. The attack stat is decent, not strong enough to keep it onto the field, but does what is needed for synchros. As for the first effect, this card is able to synchro summon during either player's turn. However, the problem with this being that you can only use the link points to make the synchro, which means if you have no monsters, you cannot do this, and you will tend to have a limit as to the level of the synchro monster you're easiest to go into. You'll probably go into something like maybe a level 5 synchro monster. As for the second effect, it is able to bring out a junk synchro monster. This can be quite useful as they do have quite a variety of effects, which, depending on your situation, could provide you with a more important advantage. The next card is Lefty Driver. This is a level 2 Earth Machine with 300 attack and 100 defense, and its effect is you can only use this card's second effect once per turn. 1. If this card is special summoned, you can make this card's level 3 until the end of this turn. 2. During your main phase, except during the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Righty Driver from your deck to your hand. This card can make itself a level 3 to work better with synchro summoning, and it can search out for its counterpart, Righty Driver. The next card is Righty Driver. This is a level 1 Earth Machine tuner with 100 attack and 300 defense, and its effect is, for a synchro summon, you can substitute this card for any 1 synchron tuner monster. You can only use this card's name's first effect once per turn. If this card is normal summoned, you can special summon 1 Lefty Driver from your hand, deck, or graveyard. This card is able to make itself act as any synchron, so you are not limited to the synchro you can make with it, and it can bring out a Lefty Driver, so you can go instantly into a level 4, assuming this is the only monster you have on the field. The next card is Pendulum Halt. This is a normal spell card that says, if there are 3 or more face-up pendulum monsters with different names in your extra deck, draw 2 cards. Also, you cannot add cards from your deck to your hand for the rest of this turn. This card is able to draw cards without much limitations, provided you do all your searching before you activate this card. This was a manga card that was used for Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 and works well for any pendulum deck. Now, the final card is quite an unusual one. It's number 5 Doom Chimera Dragon. This is a Dark Dragon rank 5 Xyz monster with 0 attack and 0 defense, and requires 2 or more level 5 monsters. 1. This card gains 1000 attack for each material attached to it. 2. This card with Xyz material can attack every monster your opponent controls once each. And 3. At the end of the battle phase, if this card battled, you can activate one of these effects, target 1 monster in your graveyard, attach it to this card as Xyz material, or target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard, place it on top of your opponent's deck. This card has a lot of versatility to it. The ability to gain attack points for every material used means it will start with a minimum of 2000 attack points and enables attacking each of your opponent's monsters, preventing them from spamming their board without being punished for doing so. As for the final effect, you can either add an Xyz material to increase its attack by a further 1,000, or you can force one of your opponent's less useful cards to the top of their deck. This top decking means your opponent may be at a position where they cannot win, or at least it provides you with another turn in order to push for game yourself. This will
all to summon your worst nightmare! With these 4 monsters, I built the Overlay Network! Chaos Xyz Evolution! I summon Chaos number 5! Chaos Chimera Dragon! Say goodbye to what little hope you have, Ash! Chaos Chimera Dragon means you can say goodbye to what little hope you had left. First, I should mention that Chaos Chimera Dragon gains 1,000 attack points for now, in exchange for one of those Chaos Overlay units, Chimera Dragon can attack you by banishing one random card in your deck. Sure, it loses 1,000 attack points, but that leaves it with more than enough power to crush you once and for all. This has been loads of fun, Nash, but I'm afraid all good things must come to an end. Attack!
This isn't over yet, Vector! Once per turn, Dream Shark can lower its defense points by 1,000 and save itself from being destroyed!
It makes no difference. I'll just activate Chimera Dragon's ability again! It uses another Chaos Overlay unit to banish a card from your deck and attack you. Your Dream Shark will be sunk very soon. Nighty-night, Dream Shark! Sweet dreams! You got nothing to stop my dragon's attacks now! And for a 3rd time, I activate Chaos Chimera's ability! There goes another card from your deck! When Chimera Dragon attacks directly, its attack points are cut in half! But that's still plenty to squash you like the puny little insect that you are!
Guess this is it, then.
Yeah, it is! Vector is the victor! Chaos Chimera Dragon, attack!
Shark! I activate my trap Depth Gardener! I take no damage, and I can summon this card as a level...
is one of those very unusual Xyz monsters that does not actually rely on using their Xyz materials to trigger an effect, but rather to gain attack from it. This is the only number card that, to my memory, has been made after their Chaos version has shown up. This makes no sense to do so, as the original number is needed to let the Chaos form gain all of its effects. To make it the other way around, it forces Konami to make the original number weaker, whereas if it was done in the proper way, there would be no limit as to how powerful they can make the Chaos versions. This was used by Vector against Nash in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zeal episode 137. Judging from the Chaos version, I would prefer the original number because the Chaos form requires you to pay half your life points. You may get both effects off at the same time, but the original number does not force you to lose an Xyz material in order to attack again. Overall, I like the designs of these cards and feel they will contribute to make their archetypes more successful, though I am surprised that they made, in my opinion, number 5 stronger than its Chaos form. What would you like to see to use from this, and can you see making either a new number deck or a junk deck? Leave your comments down below, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and as always, thank you for taking the time to watch.
He's all alone, some things will never change. The lonely, lonely